Kingdoms collapse. Now anarchy reigns. You want it, you got it. Now anarchy reigns.
What's going on, everyone? This is, of course, the You Want It, You Got It podcast. I am not Joe Exotic. I am Russ Attitude. And today I am sitting with the band Witness the End. What is up, guys?
What's up?
What's up, man? Thanks for having us.
Yeah, man, no problem, no problem. I'm here in Clarksville, Tennessee, and we're supposed to get a blizzard today. So, people are out getting their eggs and milks and breads because they feel like, we're going to get snowed in. But that just started.
In Portland, when we get a blizzard, the kale sells out. That's not a fucking joke either.
Oh, hell.
In Newburgh, when it snows, all the ammo gets sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, you guys are in the band Witness the End. Are you guys from Portland, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And you guys are a newer band, obviously. But you guys have both been in bands before. Ryan, I heard a rumor that you were in a band called Physical Challenge once. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard about that band. And then Cody, all I know is that you were in Suffer for a little bit. And where were you in anything before that?
Yeah. There was a ton of smaller bands, but like as far as like the hardcore and the metal world, I was in All Will Suffer before they changed the name to Suffer. And then before that, I was in a hardcore band for a short time. Oh God, I don't even know how long I was in that band for, but it was another play off of one of Andy's bands. That was years ago though, but yeah. I've been in a lot of bands. Yeah.
And Ryan, what about you? Physical Challenge was obviously a thing that you guys did some stuff there. You guys toured a little bit, released some you released a record with who did you release I Quit with?
Yeah, that was on the EP and the first full length were on Rivalry.
Okay.
So the first actual Physical Challenge EP was on Rival Records #1 before they changed their name to Rivalry.
Okay.
But yeah, and then I was in Sinking Ships for a bit. I played guitar in Sinking Ships, and then Andy Rice joined a little after me, and I was in that band for about a year and had to quit because of some life changes.
For sure. Was Roger in the band then?
No, Roger replaced me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know Roger. Yeah. Well, we know each other because he obviously lived in Nashville. Yeah. Love is Red,
right?
Yeah. And he's a good cat, man.
Yeah.
So, what guys you got the urge to start this new band, guys?
This
is actually the second kind of iteration of this kind of band that we started. So, the first run of it was kind of a little pre-COVID. Andy asked me. Andy Rice was the first drummer before this fucking guy, and he asked me if we wanted to start a band with our buddy Dom who was in Slapshot.
Okay.
And so we got together. We actually have a 5-song EP or demo that's pretty dope. That's never going to see the light of day. Just because kind of COVID killed the band, and then Dom went and joined the Cro-Mags, and Andy Andy got into some other shit, and so it was me and my singer Josh. We have been trying to kind of get something going, get something back together, and so we all met up. Or Josh and I are pretty good buddies. Cody I've known for a long time, but we were never really, ever friends or anything, but we just kind of knew each other,
Oh.
and then we all, yeah. Well, I'm your buddy now, man. That's
That's right.
we're in this shit. But so we
We are the best friends ever now.
yeah. So we fucking Gorilla Biscuits played in Portland for the first time since the 80s
Wow.
last year, and it was like a Portland hardcore reunion. Fucking
Mhm.
everybody was there. And so I, ran into Cody, and Josh was with me, and Josh just looks at me and he's like, let's get this fucking guy to play drums for us. So that got the wheels in motion. We got a couple of guitar players, Noah and Ty, and we just started throwing shit against the wall and seeing what stuck, and this is where we're at.
Hell yeah.
And Josh and I had been talking about playing music together for God knows how long. And then, when I see these two at Gorilla Biscuits, and then we're like, let's do it.
Yeah. So I mean, we're all around probably the same age, so we've all been around for a minute. The scene's always the hardcore scene, especially. And would you guys would you consider yourself a hardcore band?
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. I mean, you've seen how the hardcore scene has changed since the 2000s till now. I think it's bigger than now than I think it's as big now as it was back in the early 2000s, because it did take a little break. It kind of got a little chill. But I mean, is the Portland scene thriving for hardcore?
Apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, there's when Physical Challenge was coming up, man, it was rough. It was, if we got 40 people, we were happy, and but now it's I personally I have a family and things I have to do, and
Sure.
I don't get out to shows as much as I used to, but I'm seeing new bands coming around here like Time Void,
Aggro.
I see clips of shows, and I'm like, man, where the fuck was that when I was 22 years old? But
yeah,
I am a little jealous of it, but yeah, Portland's definitely popping off like it's never done before.
I mean, and now I feel like like if you play anything heavy, people call you a hardcore band, so you get booked on hardcore shows, which is fine. I mean, it's great. It gives all these new bands shows to play, but it just sucks when you are a local band and then there's 3 other local bands that are more metal bands are getting on hardcore shows. So it makes it difficult.
I hear what you're saying there. I here in Clarksville, I mean, we have a decent scene, but obviously Nashville's only 45 minutes down the road, and the Nashville hardcore scene's always been thriving. And right now, I think it's doing fucking nuts down there, and there's so many dope ass bands coming out of Nashville right now. What are some of the bigger bands that have come out of the Portland area?
Oh, right now, definitely Dying Wish is probably one of the biggest ones.
Okay, yeah, I didn't realize that's where they were from.
Yeah,
they're pretty dope.
There's, oh God, what is that band? They get all the good Portland shows. Oh, Dry Socket.
What kind of music are they?
To me, I wouldn't consider them a hardcore band. They're to me like a grindcore band. But I mean, like I said, there's so many genre or different bands in that genre now.
Yeah, genres.
I'd say they're a hardcore band. I mean, they have grind element. I mean, but they're definitely, I mean, it's all fucking punk rock, and I would say they're a punk rock band more than anything, but they got hardcore and grind elements and all that shit. But yeah.
What about American Me?
Oh, they're done, but they just did a reunion show.
Yeah, I saw that. How'd that turn out?
I don't know. I wasn't there, but a friend of mine was there and said it was absolutely insane.
Yeah. I got introduced. I actually didn't even know about a lot of these bands. I got introduced to Portland bands from a buddy of mine that was living out here in Clarksville for a few years. And he introduced me, obviously, told me about American Me. And Actually, I met him because of Andy.
Was
but
it
then
Dan?
Dan.
He
Yeah.
lives in my hometown. I've known that
Yeah.
guy since my mom used to change his diapers.
Yeah, I met him because through Andy when I was booking hardcore shows in Nashville, but he had introduced me like to American Me and to Proven and those dudes, and then obviously Physical Challenge he told me about, and that's how I knew about that band. But it seemed like there was a lot going on up there, and I felt like back then. Where are some of the clubs up there that you guys play or that are big to play up there?
You answer that. I don't know.
Well, there's
like where did Hatebreed play last year when they came?
At the Roseland.
Okay,
but the Roseland is a pretty big venue, though. Like that's for the big
That's a
boys.
1,500 capacity venue. Yeah.
Oh, well, actually, that other. God damn it! I always brain fart that club. That one that was it. Andy and his buddy bought it a while back. Oh, Twilight.
Oh,
that's a
Monos Occultus.
Yeah,
which used to be Twilight, and then Twilight moved.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then where we're playing with Proven, they've been getting a lot more bigger shows at. What did I just say? Proven.
Yeah.
They're playing with us at one of the venues, the Lalo. That venue has been getting better shows, but it's tiny.
That's the show you guys are playing on March, right?
Yeah, they don't even have a stage.
That should be a good show then, right?
Oh, it'll be crazy.
They got good burgers, though.
They do.
Burgers
yeah,
are fucking awesome.
That's my fiance. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'll go to that one because I want to eat the food."
Hey man, a venue with good food is a plus, because sometimes you play some venues and I mean actually even bar food's good, but you know what I'm saying. Sometimes a bar or a venue with great food is
yeah.
Especially if you're like a touring band.
That's one of the great things about Portland is we don't fuck around with food.
I've heard.
It's if your food sucks, you're out of business in a month.
Yeah.
So
before I even knew, I knew obviously Portland, but before I even knew anything about anybody in Portland, music in Portland, the only thing I knew about Portland was Rogue Brewery.
Oh yeah.
That's the only thing I ever knew. I was like, oh, this shit. That's all I ever knew from Portland until I met Dan. So.
Well, now there's about 8,000 breweries in Portland.
Oh,
so
I think that's everywhere nowadays. If you can open up a building and you can brew some beer, you're a brewery now.
And somebody's gonna like it.
Oh yeah, for sure. It'll probably be your friend, and then your friend will have friends. But hey, respect.
And then if you don't open a brewery, let's open a tap house. They're all over too.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start with you, Ryan. What got you interested in music? Like, what were you growing up? What were you listening to?
God. So growing up, I think I probably got into punk. I was maybe 15, So, in the Northwest, it was, middle school and early high school, it was Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Seattle scene, grunge. And then, I always loved music. I, was in band, played the saxophone, just loved music. I think probably No Effects is probably the kind of the gateway to hardcore for me. I don't know if it's embarrassing to say, but but and then I remember in high school I had a couple of friends who were into it, and we trade tapes and stuff, and then I had a friend who gave me like the Minor Threat, like the first EP and LP and all that all in one tape. Mm-hmm. And I wore that thing out, and that was it. From there it was Minor Threat, and then kind of got into some other bands. So there, what's cool is there was a record store, and I don't know what's happening to them, but they're closed. I think they had to close recently. Second Avenue Records.
Did they move?
Did they? I don't know. But they were in the same building they were in different parts of the same building for like 40 years. And they were the first record store to carry anything hardcore related. Like she would order, the lady who owned it would order from Rev or Lumberjack or whatever it was, and she had a big box of CDs with all hardcore CDs. And that's how I learned about hardcore. Because there's no internet. So we go and then just fish through, like look at the artwork, fish through the CDs, and then you find something you like it, then you start reading the liner notes and start learning about other bands.
Mhm.
That's how I kind of got into it. Then you start Earth Crisis and Strife and Snapcase and all that stuff.
It's
and then,
that's one thing what you just said there with opening the CDs and reading the liner notes or cassette, look at the liner. It's like that's definitely been missed. You don't see that anymore. You know, and that was the cool part. I don't know. I forgot who I was talking to somebody recently on an episode, and we're talking about, you would have to go to the store and you'd be like, what am I going to get today? You would just flick through something and you would look at a cover and be like, this looks cool. And you would just take it home because of what the cover looked like, whether it's good or not.
Yeah.
But you spent the money on it. So you're going to make sure you
right.
listen to it.
You invested in it. Even if it sucked, you gave it a shot. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yep. Man. You said you wore that Minor Threat album out. Hell, it was only 20 minutes long. You can listen to that damn thing 3 times in an hour.
Yeah, I think he had it the whole thing on both sides of the tape, so I could just put on my Walkman and then flip it over and listen to it again
over and over. That's how I had.
I had
missed
the collection on your Walkman.
Oh, remember when the Walkmans came and you can fast forward it and it would stop at the break of a song, it started. Oh wait, we got Josh over here.
Is he coming in?
We're about to put him on. Okay, quick, everybody hide. What's going on, Josh?
Hey.
What's up?
Hey, dude, this is the wrong room, man.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm always going to the wrong room.
Whoa. Yeah. Watch out for that hole.
Hey, let me yell at the kid real quick.
Hey yo.
Hey, come home when it gets
fuck up.
5 minutes dark, buddy. Okay.
I said go home.
Turn the light on, dude. We can't see your pretty face.
I'm doing it. I'm walking around, turning the lights on.
I had to do
there we go.
I had to do a couple weeks ago making lunch and walking around with this laptop making lunch and eating a sandwich and watching TV, and I'm just like, hell yeah. Do what you gotta do, buddy.
This is great pod right here.
Yeah. Yeah. Just hope he doesn't drop his laptop. So John, we're just bullshit, man, talking about, what we got when we all got into music and whatnot. Cody, what about you, man? What got you into the music world?
Well, if I were to think back on all the punk rock and all the metal and stuff, it would have been my dad. He was in a band. He played in a top 40s. I don't know if everybody knows what top 40s is, style of old music, but he was never really into metal, but he liked 3 metal bands that were considered metal back in the day. It was Black Sabbath, Rainbow, and Dio, when Dio was just out of Rainbow.
Sounds like a similarity there.
Yeah. So he
it sounds like I'm your dad. That's what that sounds like.
I mean, are you?
Oh, Daddy. No, I remember what really, because I always loved music anyways, because I grew up, my dad was in a band and whatever. I didn't give a crap what I was listening to. But when I really started paying attention was when I wanted to learn how to play the drums. I was 9 years old and my dad came out. So my dad had a practice room that was full of PA equipment. It was just insane because when they did shows, they would bring all their own gear of everything. And so he pulls me out of my bedroom while I was playing drums in my room and said, I want you to listen to this. And he had set up his entire PA system in our living room and there's a chair sitting in the middle of our living room. And he's like, sit down and listen to this. And it was Rainbow Rising album. And he's like, this is one of the best drummers you'll ever hear in your life. And it was obviously Cozy Powell. So that was my gateway to actually hearing a real drummer, because I was 10 years old. I thought I was fantastic, but apparently I wasn't, because my dad sang that to me. But so I listened to it and I learned a couple like little parts. I couldn't play a full song yet. And then a few, like I would say, I don't know, year maybe later, I started kind of feeling out like drummers from other bands and hearing what they were doing. And I learned my first full entire song I could play all the way through was not a metal band. It was a band we all know as The Cure.
Okay.
And it was that song, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me. Well, I learned that whole entire song, and then after that, that was what I wanted to do, was play drums. And then when I got a little older, I would say probably around the same age as Baker, I started going to Portland and going to the Second Avenue
That's me.
Records.
That's me. That's me.
That's
by
him.
the way.
Oh, sorry, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're good.
I started
And-
going to
Andy said the same thing to me earlier. He said Baker, and I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Ryan." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Well, now I know now.
I don't know why I've been called that my whole life. It's my last name.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't introduce myself as that name. I just whatever. Continue. Sorry.
Anyway, so as I was around the same age as Ryan Baker, I started going to around 14 or 15, started going to Second Avenue and looking at records. And that was when I started seeing like all the hardcore and punk bands. And what drove me to really start to enjoy it was that goddamn table that was on the left-hand side when you'd walk in the door that was just packed full of flyers, like handbills. And you could just dig through those and pick shows that you wanted to go to, because there was 1,000 of them going on. And it was insane. And I think my first like real hardcore show, like considered hardcore, was when I saw Earth Crisis at the Paris Theater with I think it was with Countervail. I think I think it was with Countervail in Berserk.
Oh,
but yeah, that's what really got me into hardcore, and it was seeing
all
the
those
bass
shows blend
player.
together.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And I was seeing that damn bass player at Countervail doing the fucking guitar whip, and I was like, I love hardcore.
So, Cody, is that all you played is drums?
For the most part, I was in a couple of like thrashy kind of metal bands that I sang in, but I never ventured. Like, I noodle around on a guitar. I'm not a guitar player by any means, but I am a drummer, and that's pretty much it.
Oh yeah. Josh, what about you, man? What got you playing music?
Let's see. Well, I think my first introduction before I started playing music, which kind of led me to wanting to play music, was probably the first show that I ever went to, which was Queensryche, Scorpions, and LA Guns.
Okay. Did LA Guns open up?
Yeah. Queensryche was the headliner of that one. And that was in 1989.
Wow.
In Las Vegas, Nevada. And then, I didn't really actually start playing music until I was in high school, and then seriously started playing music, went after high school. And, like Cody was saying, and I'm sure Ryan can agree, like Second Avenue Records was such a huge influence on getting to see so many different bands and actually get to, go in and actually listen to CDs when they used to let you actually put some headphones on at Second Ave and you can actually listen to the CD. I ended up joining a band, was called Wise Guy at the time. And that was a couple members of which became Backside Disaster, but was National Guard. Daryl was playing guitar, which is the National Guard drummer originally. This cat named Alingo. I don't know if either of you guys remember Alingo that played in
I
National
remember
Guard.
like,
I
Yeah.
remember that.
And so Alingo ended up he kind of jumped off the whole music thing in all. Like he found a career and started moving on with his life. But we ended up becoming Ill Omen, and then we played pretty heavily. We were kind of like we were serious in the way that like we we like to party and we like to have fun, and that was what it was kind of all about.
it's the only thing to be serious about, dude. Seriously.
Right. But like a lot of the bands, I had a pretty eclectic like raising of music. Like I listened to everything from Sade to BB King to like old Negative Approach, stuff like that, to classical music. And I mean, there was never any genre that I was really I guess that I kind of categorized myself into until I found hardcore, and that's when I in my late teens, really early 20s, really decided that hardcore was going to be a big part of my life.
So are you guys all, I mean, you guys are all from obviously the same area, correct? Or are you from, Josh, are you from somewhere else? Are you from
I've lived in Oregon since '93.
Okay.
Lived all over the place. But Oregon's been my foundation since then. So
Okay. Yeah, I'm from the Bay Area, and I've been out here since '93. So this is actually home now. But home is not that far away. I can get on a plane and get out there. Hope it doesn't, flip over or something. Or
Yeah, don't get in an upside down plane. Good Lord.
I'm leaving it. I'm leaving in 2 weeks to go to the Bay. So wish me luck. But, so, and Ryan, yourself, did you always want to be a singer?
No. I just wanted to make music, and honestly, I am not a good singer. I had to train myself to pretty hard to be able to do what I did on those 2 records, which is not that great, honestly. But
whatever. Those albums
people ask me like, can we do a physical challenge reunion? I was like, fuck no, I can't do that shit again. Dude, I had polyps develop on my vocal cords. I'm not a natural singer. I got a mush mouth. I got kind of a speech impediment. I'm like, I just kind of made it work, but I just wanted to make music and just, that's basically how I did it. I just kind of figured it out.
I mean, most of the best singers just made it work,
Yeah. I would not put myself with one of the best singers, but I could hold my own for a minute there. Yeah.
You can hold the tune.
He fucking kills it on backups now, man.
Oh yeah.
No joke.
Yeah. I'm 3 words at a time.
Now for you guys, all right. So Ryan, you are playing bass, and then Cody's on drums, and then Josh, you are the one that nobody likes. That's the Josh you guys were talking about.
Yeah, that's that guy.
Oh, my bad. Now, Josh, is this the first band you've sang in, or you said you sang in some other bands?
Yeah, I sang in every band that I've ever actually really played in has been just vocals. I played, in high school, I played in a little punk project. We never did any shows, but I played guitar. But nothing crazy. When I got into Wise Guy, they'd already had 2 lead singers prior, and and they were both actually really good. Gary Nash was the first lead singer, and then John Centeno was the second lead singer for Wise Guy, and I came in as a third. And
Three
in
fucking
those days,
singers?
what?
Go ahead. Sorry.
So you guys had 3 singers?
Yeah.
No, three
Oh.
throughout the history of the band.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And then,
I thought
and then,
you guys were
and then
trying.
what?
I thought you were trying to be Shockwave.
Opera there.
No. But I came in, let's see, 97, and it was, I was probably the heaviest of all the vocalists that had sang for Wise Guy.
Weight wise.
Well, these days, yeah.
But
Damn.
weight wise, yeah, heaviest. I've always been the heaviest of all the lead singers. But
It's okay, I'm
vocally wise, I came with a little bit more, heaviness on the vocals. Where the other ones were very more like kind of youth crew style, vocals. A lot of like yappity yap and rap kind of shit, which I love. And then we changed the name to Wise Guy, or from Wise Guy to Ill Omen. And we played for almost 11 years. And then Matt Botsford, guitar player, and I both got kind of in some trouble with the law. And that's why that band broke up. But I then went and sang for a band that I can't stand to this day. And I'm sorry I have to say that, but it prevails. And
Really?
yeah, I never wanted really to be in a wannabe Shai Hulud, but I guess that's what I was in. And then I sang for a band called Wise Guy, or not Wise, but Old Ways. Old Ways after that. And then that was kind of the end of my singing. And so until I was rejoined with these gentlemen and Andy Rice, of course. I love that guy. But yeah, so it's been fun. It's been actually this just getting to rekindle not only old relationships and of people that we've all known each other for years, but also getting to build friendships with guys that I've always, looked up to and respected in the music scene here in Portland. And actually I played shows. Ryan and I played a couple shows together back in the day when he was in the Physical Challenge.
Nice.
And I believe it was the Mark Summers Physical Challenge back then.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, why?
Let's delete that from history.
We also did shows with you back when I was in Scouts Honor too.
That's right. Yeah, Scouts Honor.
Wow.
Yep. And I love that band. That band was awesome. All you guys were awesome. Man, we were just kids, man. We were just running around having a good time and
making good music.
Making good music. At least we thought,
Yeah, we were actually terrible. We just didn't know it at the time.
So we got this new band you guys have going on. What's the what do y'all want to do with this? Is this just like a weekend thing, or do you guys want to go out and play like a week somewhere, or are you guys just gonna be weekend warriors?
For now, weekend warriors.
Yeah.
For now, and I think just playing getting our name out there at first, playing some local shows. We got a couple shows. Our first show was in Kaiser, which was really fun. At Radness and Sue's, and we got a show coming up in Eugene. So these are all going to be really awesome. I'm excited to play these shows. And just from that first show that we played in Kaiser, I mean, it really brought back like that feeling, that adrenaline that you get when you get to play a show and you get to hear people yelling
Yeah.
and enjoying the music, you know. Um,
Especially if they haven't heard you guys and they're into it, you know.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
so this new you guys got an EP you guys are working on or demo you're working on. How many songs is this demo going to be?
3.
It'll be 3 songs.
Okay.
Yeah, and then hopefully by the time you put this podcast out, it'll be out there.
Okay.
But we're currently working on it. We're self-recording. You know, we're just gonna do it on my computer. And I'm using fucking GarageBand, but
Okay.
you know, we're gonna make it work. So just 3-song demo, and then I think we have 7 songs, 8 songs. I don't know what
Well,
something like that.
technically, we don't have that many, only because we're still playing those old regiment songs.
Yeah. So rewind the when I told you about the first iteration of this band, we were called the Regiments,
Okay.
and so we have a couple of songs from that demo that was unreleased that we've recycled for this band.
All right.
And I think one of them will probably stay. One of them will probably get the boot eventually. But that's where we're going. So that band was definitely more of an oi kind of flair to it,
Okay.
you know. And this band is, I don't know. It's hard. It's like punk with some metal in it, you know. So a little oi here and there, but you know, but it's definitely a little different.
Well, for this project, what would you guys say each one of y'all bring, like as far as influences from what bands would you draw influences from for this project?
Oh man, that's a good one.
Who's
I'd
going
say
first?
I like for me, like I love like Backtrack. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that band. You know, and I love like Alpha and Omega and that kind of
Yeah.
side of hardcore.
Okay.
But also definitely coming with some, you know, like super thrashy kind of stuff, kind of, you know, looking into like more like power trips, kind of, you know, shit like that. And then like Ryan was saying, you know, there's a little oi influence in there, you know, definitely. You know, because I love oi and I love you know, like the oppressed and you know Coxbar and that kind of stuff. But we're not really. The vocals are still pretty heavy as far as throughout all the songs. There's not much, you know, like there's not much like you know singing going on. You know,
Yeah.
it's more like you know some growly, heavy, you know, in your face, super fast.
Yeah.
Our guitar player Tyler is actually we're all pretty stoked on him. He comes and he brings a lot to the table as far as playing guitar um, and so I think we you know in the future we're talking about writing a few new songs you know just to kind of add to the set list. But you know I don't know. I think we're kind of like a thrash hardcore kind of
Yeah.
collaboration.
Yeah, I mean, I told when we first formed this band, I'm an auto body guy, so we started on the weekends. I just let everybody into my shop, and we started playing in our shop. And I just said, I was like, hey, I don't, let's just fucking start. I sent these guys a playlist of bands I like some newer bands like Bootlicker
Mhm.
from Vancouver. I really like Torso from the Bay Area. I really like just that fast, like fucking pissed off, fucking hardcore. I was like, hey, listen to this shit, and like this is kind of where we're going. We want fast, we want pissed off. Whatever influences happen. We're just gonna make the best music we can make. We're not trying to sound like anybody. but that's kind of where that's kind of how the vision I had for this kind of iteration of the band was like, let's kind of just see what fucking sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Ryan was sending out the playlists and stuff, and I loved it all. I was just like, I am one of, like, I'm very unpicky with music as long as it's good, like, type of guy. So when Ryan was sending those playlists out, I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna obviously not play as fast as Killing the Dream, but that's what I was hearing. Was like, I don't want to be, but like my influence is, I love the drummer of Killing the Dream because he's fast and he's not like super, super intricate. And our songs are definitely like what Josh was saying, and actually Ryan too. It's like, we're just writing good songs, but I really want to be able to make them crisp and clean, like the drummer of Killing the Dream always did. With the like, but I mean, I would honestly say that Killing the Dream is one of my favorite hardcore bands, but like,
That's my old buddy Isaac. Shout out to Isaac.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Drummed in Allegiance too.
Really?
That's one of my favorite fucking.
I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
that's one of my favorite fucking men.
That band's good.
Yeah, I love Allegiance.
Hell yeah,
But,
they're awesome.
Hey, did you know that Berthold City has a member of the Allegiance in there?
Really?
I did.
I'll be darned.
And I'll be a monkey's uncle. But yeah, I just like, I really like for me, like what actually really made me want to play with Ryan and Josh was they both kind of relatively wanted the same thing, which is kind of what I wanted. I want to play either really fucking fast or I just want to play simple hardcore. And everybody was on board, and nobody, and honestly, like these guys have, it's really easy to sit down and write songs with these guys because they all want the same thing.
Hell
And
yeah.
nobody is nitpicky. Nobody sits down and says, well, you got to play it at this tempo exactly right, because otherwise it throws the whole entire song off. It's like, no, dude, let's just write simple fucking hardcore music. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I love it.
So not every
Yeah.
song has to have a breakdown?
Exactly.
No, it doesn't.
We got one. I called it the Dizzy song because, man, it's just like fast all the way through. It's just like super quick, super fast. The time changes are just like boom, 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 boom. You
That's
know,
your favorite song.
it's growing on me now.
Yeah.
But yeah, but some of the stuff that we're writing also has some super, chunky breakdowns also, instead of being, super just like fucking, just like the whole way through. We're actually having some variety with tempo, time conglomerations, that kind of thing. They're actually
Our
making.
breakdowns are like what Josh just said. Like our breakdowns are like becoming just slower tempo of the first part we just played. But it's not necessarily a breakdown. It's just, let's just take a break for a second.
Hey, sometimes you need to have breaks.
Yeah.
I gave the chance, or that chance. I gave the try of singing myself, and I'm gonna tell you, I'll play bass any day because singing, man.
Fuck yeah.
But
Fuck. I tell Josh all the time, I was like, thank God you're singing. I can't do this shit anymore.
I was already a stage whore when I played bass. I became a bigger stage whore when I became a vocalist. But yeah, I'd rather play bass any day, man. It's just it's too. I running around and singing. It's just, yeah, you got to go to the gym before you fucking go to a show, man. Get your cardio up.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I'll make this quick, but I have a little side project thing that I'm doing, and we don't play instruments except for guitar. We program drums, whatever, and it's all just straight for fun. But me and the other guy that I'm doing it with, we both sing, and he's he's a trained vocalist.
Oh, okay.
And
he knows how to use that diaphragm.
Yeah, and he's got me doing these vocals, and I haven't done it since I was probably I don't know, 25. And I get up there, and it took me 3 tries to just get 3 words out. It was like, it was hard. And he trained me on vocal warm-ups and all this stuff. And I was like, no, dude, I got it. I went in there like, no, I don't.
When you said you guys didn't use instruments, I thought you were going to say you were like that band Judd. Y'all remember them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, if you want, I have the 7-inch over here. I'll pull it out for you.
I have it too. No, which one is it? Is it taller?
The Judge cover, the one with the fake Judge cover.
I don't have that. I don't have that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, those shit was great, dude. Yeah, I was. My band was recording, and the engineer guy pulled out all his 7-inches. He's like, "You should give this band a try." And I was like, "Who are they?" He's like, "I'm not gonna tell you about them. Just go find them." So I went home and I found them, and I was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" So when I went back to the studio the next day, I was like, "Dude, I found that band, but it was just like some jud. He's like, "No, dude, that's it." And I was like,
Yeah, that's fucking hardcore, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And then I found I found that band Hate Beak.
Oh yeah, with the bird.
With the bird, yeah. and then the folks from Most Precious Blood, they had
K9
a side by with their dogs. That shit,
Yeah, dude.
That shit was tough.
Yeah, super tough. Straight
Dude.
Fucking pit bull squeals.
Yeah, I could never do them as good as they could. No.
Well, they had to, because Artie Philly left the band. And that dude could sing, man. That dude had a fucking so Indecision's like one of my all-time favorite bands. Like, I love
Andy
that
just went
fucking
saw
band.
them this weekend, right?
Yeah, he was on the East Coast.
Yeah, he saw them play. Fucking that would.
Oh, they played with Millhouse, didn't they?
I think so.
Is that the same show that American Nightmare played too, or is that a different
so.
show? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was just like, that's a dope fucking lineup.
Yeah.
Okay,
so if Millhouse played, that means Artie Philly was playing, because he was the lead singer for Millhouse.
What was
Firestorm at the Quickie Mart? That shit.
Hey, I'm gonna reverse this.
Okay.
What happened with this dog band? What now?
K9us.
What?
Yeah.
It was K9us.
I have no idea what that is.
So
it's a band.
Our Lady of Annihilation, the Most Precious Blood album.
Yeah.
There's secret tracks at the end of that album. If you let it play through like all the fucking way, where they also did that shit where they called what is it? Guitar. What's a guitar store?
Guitar Center.
Guitar Center, and they were asking for like the talk box and shit. But if you kept it going on that album, they had K9us at the end of the album, and it was just like this.
Seriously?
Just chugga. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. You got to play it like all the way through.
All right.
I have that. What's called a CD now, still.
Wow.
Yeah. For those people who don't know what CDs are, they are a round disc on the opposite side. It looks like a mirror, but there's music there.
Are they this big? Are they laser discs or
No? Those ones played movies. Those ones played movie. Yeah. They will not play on your record player. That's for sure. Y'all collect records? Obviously, Ryan. You say you guys,
yeah. They're drinking. Why can't I?
I have a decent record collection, but I don't know. I got other crap to spend my money on these days. So
yeah, I wish.
Children's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No kidding.
I got the children's.
Yeah.
Man, and they know how to pick a pocket. I'll tell you that.
So band practice is looked forward to some days, huh?
Absolutely.
Oh, hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Get the fuck out. So you guys practice at your shop, or you guys have a practice space now?
Josh.
So we're in Josh's garage now.
Hell yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, that makes it easy. You don't even have to worry about getting ready. You're like, oh, you guys are here. I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
I put my Hey Dudes on, and
Hell yeah.
I sing in comfort.
Oh yeah.
He's singing and he's like, "Shut up, Eli."
Yeah.
Get out of the garage. We're practicing.
Get off the shed.
Hell yeah. I don't know if y'all said this. I'm gonna ask y'all like so Ryan, what was your, it doesn't have to be hardcore, but what was your first physical show you've ever went to? Unless it was hardcore.
Man. God. That's a good question. There was a band from Portland called Spurge that I used to really love. And I remember seeing them at like probably my freshman or sophomore year of high school. And there was some other bands, a lot of bands from Portland, like Elliott Smith's band was a Heat Miser.
Heat Miser.
You know? Yeah. I would
Motor
see them.
Goat, Heat Miser.
Yeah. 30-06.
Yeah.
Pawns.
Apartment 3G.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Nervous
A lot of
Christian.
these, yeah. Skip Loader was a big Portland band. Skip Loader was kind of I remember they signed to Geffen and had a big kind of backing, and then they just kind of flamed out. They were really good. Like these kind of early 90s Portland, not punk band, like just it was fucking grunge is what it was, you know.
It was like heavy. It was heavier than Seattle grunge though.
Yeah.
You know, like Poison Idea, like,
you know, yeah. Well, Poison Idea was like kind of 80s Portland punk, you know.
Yeah.
The Wipers before then. But, you know, the bands I got into were Skip Loader, Pond, Hazel. And there was like a lesbian band called Team Dresch that fucking ripped. And I used to love seeing them. But then as I got a little older, got into punk, you know, there's, you know, National Guard. They were, you know, slightly older than me. And they would play wild ass shows in Portland.
Yeah.
And all the time too. They played shows all the time.
Yeah, they played all the time. They were, if you listen to those first couple tapes, and you listen to it now, it's like, what the fuck am I listening to? It's not good, you know. But we loved it. You know,
it was sure fucking good back then, man.
Yeah,
that's
it was. Sure. That's what we had. We clinged to what we had, you know. So that was
it. Ryan, well, you just said the band Spurge.
Yeah,
Spurge.
So check this out. When I was a young kid, there was a band in Newburgh called Night Train, and they were a Metallica, Megadeth, and Guns N' Roses cover band. I went and saw them in Portland one night, and they were playing with Spurge.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the same band, but that's a small world.
Probably was. Yeah. Spurge played all the time. They were a good band. Their recordings were kind of weird, but they ripped.
Yeah, they did. And like Ryan was saying with National Guard, there was a lot of like all these. National Guard was like a super major catalyst for all these younger people, and it really inspired. They inspired a lot of younger people, and especially after they broke up and then formed Backside Disaster, that's when like all of us were like, yeah, fucking hardcore. This is what we're doing. Yeah. This is what we want. But with National Guard, there was bands like Sputnik and National Guard and Berserk. They were both and the old drummer from Ill Omen, my old band, and Wise Guy, he was Shane Youngren. He was the original drummer from Berserk. He actually formed the band in his garage. But
He was the one that played drums on that 7-inch.
yeah, but I think one of my I don't mean to interrupt, but one of my first shows was seeing National Guard, Berserk, Sputnik, FYP. God, who else played that show? But that was like out in Damascus. And I think Long Shot. Remember Long Shot? They were still playing back in those days too.
Yeah.
And the Drapes and all that. But that was like a totally different genre. Like once Backside Disaster came around, that is what kind of put the fucking motion into, I would say, myself wanting to play heavier music.
I also feel like to put in motion Portland hardcore, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too.
I would agree. Yeah.
To do it.
Yeah.
Well, there was Lockjaw was around, and I used to like Lockjaw a lot. They were kind of questionable, they hung out with some fucking Peckerwoods and shit, and but and there would always be fucking some Nazis at their shows. Not saying that they were always any way supportive of them, but there was always fucking Nazis at shows back in the day, like even Poison Idea shows. And I remember, so my first show that I saw in Portland, that like real hardcore show was huge. It was a giant show. It was Cro-Mags, Madball, VOD, Buried Alive, and God, who else? It was at the Paris Theater. And I remember Nazis being there, and fucking Harley Flanagan beat the living piss out of one with his microphone. like those were the days. Like that was when fucking this shit was real, and I'm like, and it's still real. Like well, I think what us three here are trying to do in a whole is trying to keep not only the music alive for the people that actually have been around for a long time and doing it here in Portland, but also letting the youth know that this shit ain't dead, man. Like, keep going, keep pushing, keep making music, keep starting bands. This shit, it just, it doesn't need to die out. It doesn't need to fade away, because this is something that we've loved for so long, and this is something that we're willing to try to keep, in the ears and in the minds of everybody that still really appreciates hardcore. So, and it's a pleasure playing with these guys. I'll tell you what, man.
Hell yeah.
Whiskey up.
I was gonna say, I think now there's so many dope ass hardcore bands out right now, man. It's like every day I find a new band that's out there. It's like, fuck, where'd this band come from? There's a lot of good hardcore out there, man. I was gonna throw a band to you guys from your area. They came from Nashville, Tennessee. From Ashes Rise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then it was Tragedy from Portland.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tragedy lived in Portland for a while. Yeah. I don't know if they're still here or what they're doing, but yeah.
I don't care
where
they're
here
are.
for
That band was rad.
Yeah.
That band
I saw that.
They were rad. That band was fucking rad.
Tragedy was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said I don't care where they are. That band is crap. That's what I thought you said.
No.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
He's speaking through that huge mustache. You can't really understand him.
I
remember seeing Tragedy with Look Back and Laugh and Drop Dead.
Oh yeah.
At that weird record store. And oh my god, that place stunk so fucking bad with all.
Are you talking about the Liberation Collective?
Yes, yeah.
We played there with the Escaped back.
Yeah.
What is it? 99, 2000, something like that. Yeah, it stunk.
Yeah.
It smelled like everybody been rubbing their fucking stank ass armpits all over the vinyl.
Yeah, it just had BO coming out of the walls in that place.
Yeah, that was the old Liberation Collective. Is that kind of what the spot in? No, it's a vintage clothing store. That we're playing in Eugene. Over there.
This guy.
That guy.
Or
Down
what-
and right.
Not that guy.
It's like a Brady Bunch film. No, it's it's way better than that. It's so the people there, they took a big giant warehouse and they turned it into a vintage clothing store slash, I mean, I'll just call it a thrift store. What it really is, it's a thrift store. But they put a stage in the corner and they do shows there now, and they move everything out of the way for shows, and it's all ages. And I looked online, or not online, but I looked on some bands' websites, so that is online. But dude, apparently it's fucking like right now, it's like super going off, as they
Cool.
say in the kids.
So recently, I just found out around here, right off King Road, where there's a new indoor skate park. Guild Tradition is going to be playing there with a couple other bands, and it's right here. It's right next to the Wichita.
Are you talking about that indoor park?
Yeah, and they're
Josh,
throwing they're throwing hardcore shows now.
I don't want to break the news to you, like I know everything, but that's been there for years.
Whatever, man.
Why you gotta act like you know everything?
Yeah, why you gotta act like that, Cody?
I'm a skateboarder.
I am too, but my fucking ACLs won't let me do it anymore. I can push all day.
So does Portland have their version of a CBGB's?
God, I wish.
Well, what's the TierCon?
Okay.
Right.
That but it's long gone now. But if
Rest
there
in
was a
peace.
Portland, yeah, it was definitely TierCon.
Yeah.
Nirvana played there. That's where Kurt Cobain met.
Courtney Love,
what's her name? Yeah,
the one who killed him.
yeah. Well, anyway,
Did I say that? Is that all right?
I think a lot of people said that, so you're good.
Well, yeah,
That's the first bathroom they shot up heroin in, man.
But I mean, if to be honest, if you're talking about the three of us, I mean, our CBGBs. What's that?
Was Paris? Yeah.
I would say stage 4.
Oh shit! Stage 4.
Yeah, stage 4.
Yeah.
Or Meow Meow.
Yeah, well, which became stage 4 became Meow Meow, but yeah. And then they moved, but I would say for our kind of generation, our CBGBs was a place called Stage 4.
I feel like
definitely.
I feel like every city has like their CBGBs or their Gilman Street.
Yeah.
We had one in Nashville, and it got torn. Actually, they get teared down. It's now a Domino's Pizza, which if the people that work there knew what went on in that building, you probably wouldn't eat the pizza from there. But now we have a place that's been around just as long, or a little longer now, called The End, which is your typical, it's just your grimy bar, it's like a dive bar I call it a dive bar, but it's a dive bar with a tiny ass stage, small little area. It's like, it's not really wide, but it's really fucking long. But I would call that our CBGBs or our Gilman Street now, but I've seen some good shows there.
Those long places that aren't really wide.
Yeah.
God damn, though, the sound in those places is awesome. That's what sucks about that.
Yeah. And another good thing too, it makes the show look a little fuller when when it's skinnier and longer,
Did Ryan or Cody, did either of you guys ever play at the Jolly Inn?
Yeah.
That little spot, that was a cool little spot. They used to have buckets, 32-ounce beers for like $2.
They were $3.
$3. Well, they were $2, $2, and then they went to $3. And then like that place was really cool to play shows. it was just a bunch of trasher kids, Burnside skater punks, like all the fucking Ill Omen played there numerous times. We played there with actually One Last Thing.
Oh shit! Yeah, Gus. Gus. was
Gus,
in-
yeah, Gus's band.
Yeah.
Russ, not Gus.
Russ.
Russ?
Yes, Russ.
Russ,
No,
yeah.
Gus played.
Gus was in
Gus
5
played
Cent
in 5 Cent Refund.
That's right. And
Wow.
that over
And then-
there,
That was
guy
over
was-
there. That was that way.
Yeah.
I love hearing I like listening to you three talk just about like the scene and its the older days and all the bands. It's like because I don't know anything about the scene, but just listening to you guys talk about it, I'm like, fuck, it sounds like it was pretty rocking. back
Yeah,
then, you know what
I'm
saying?
sure there's like 9 people in Portland that are going to be fucking stoked to hear
Yeah.
this shit. Everyone else is like, "What the fuck are these idiots talking about?"
You say 9
Who the
people?
fuck is Backside Disaster?
Yeah,
Isn't it a
Nirvana,
skateboard
what's that?
trick?
it is. Yeah.
They were incredible, though. If you've never heard them, you fucking got it.
I'm gonna have to ask you guys to make me a list of just like bands to look for from like nowadays you can find damn near anything online, you know what I'm saying? But some of the other band, I was like, I haven't been taking notes. I've been just listening. Normally I'll take a little notes. I ain't taking shit. I'm just listening.
You know, I 100% Backside Disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That band
Amen.
was fucking awesome.
For
Amen.
They
sure.
were so they have one, I think, 5-song EP or whatever, and then they played for a while, toured a little bit, and then shit happened. So I know.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget
Ill Omen got the chance. We got to play with Backside Disaster and 5 Cent Refund, but that show was at what's called Suburbia, and it was the upstairs Suburbia. And we played that show. We opened that show. We were the first band to play. It was actually one of our first shows as Ill Omen, and it was probably one of the coolest shows that I ever got to play ever, because I was so stoked on just playing with Backside Disaster, let alone Shai Halud, Hatebreed, and fucking Brothers Keeper. So
Damn.
yeah, and
I remember when Backside opened for Turmoil and Snapcase.
Oh god,
And Backside blew both those bands away.
Was
Wow.
that
which
ever
which
Luna?
Turmoil is like one of my all-time favorites too.
Turmoil is
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
heavy.
Yeah, they were.
Luna?
No, that was at Suburbia, downstairs Suburbia.
Did you guys go to the fucking Halloween show with Snapcase at the Luna?
Yeah, yep.
And I also
Shit.
went to the Snapcase and Deftone show that was at X-Ray Cafe. That was another venue. That was another venue that we haven't mentioned was X-Ray Cafe. Now that place was on the west side of Burnside.
And right now it's covered in homeless tents.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was a cool little venue too. Like there was a lot of punk and hardcore shows that played there, for sure.
And then it became the Ill Hell Cafe, right?
That's right.
Yeah. And then around the corner was Paris Theater. But if you can find that Backside Disaster EP, it's on Advent Recordings, which is long defunct. If you can find it, it's fucking awesome.
It's amazing.
It might be on Bandcamp or something. I don't know.
I bet it is. I bet you can find it.
Or on the YouTube, maybe.
But there's another band around the Backside Disaster time that you guys are forgetting. Do you guys remember Nora?
Oh,
Nora was they were from the East Coast, and that was Mikey Hayes' other band.
Yes.
No, Matt Hayes.
Matt Hayes, the guitar player.
Matt moved to New Jersey to join Nora.
New Jersey.
Okay,
that's why Backside broke up.
That band was,
and he started. They were all right. I like Backside Disaster way more than Nora, but but also at the same time, Matt was trying to fucking kind of expand his horizons. He was sick of being in Portland. And then Mikey Hay and Daryl
realized,
that were
just
that were
realized
the
that Rick is he's like our counselor right now.
well Daryl and Mikey started a project called the Horde.
Yeah,
Do you remember that band?
I do.
You remember that band,
Was that
Ryan?
Daryl? I thought that
Yeah,
I thought that was Aaron. I thought that was Aaron Edge that was in that band.
no
But,
Aaron.
whatever.
It was Aaron. Aaron. Oh no, not the Horde. No. It was the Horde. It was the Horde. It was Mikey, Mikey, Aaron, and Daryl from both
Yeah.
Daryl and Mikey from National Guard, and then Aaron. But
Yeah.
they actually were really good, and they only put out like one little EP, and then they were done, which I was really bummed about because I really liked it. It kind of had that kind of rock and rolly hardcore, like Every Time I Die
Yeah.
kind of vibe to it.
Yeah. It kind of had like a Turbo Negro kind of feel to it.
Yeah, totally.
It was good.
Yeah. Yeah, some of these shows that you guys have said you guys have seen, I'm like, fuck, man, like seeing Turmoil have been fucking epic as shit. I wish I could have seen them. Or even I've never even got to see Snapcase. Oh no, scratch that. I lied. They played a Warped Tour one year, and I saw them at Warped Tour.
That's not the same.
No, it's not. It's not a club.
It's
When
not
I
the
was
same.
when I was playing in It Prevails, we got to open for Turmoil in Vancouver, Washington.
Wow.
And 25 to Life too. That was a ridiculous show.
Was who was singing for 25 to Life at that time?
That was Rick.
Rick. Okay.
Yeah, Rick to Life was still singing.
Whatever happened to Rick?
I don't know,
He's
but man,
riding a horse somewhere.
he had a fucking dreadlock the size of a fucking beaver tail, dude.
I remember he tried to get a show here in Nashville.
He was stinky, but man, he was cool. He stunk, dude, but he was cool. I think he just had that natural BO. You know what I'm saying? He could put on deodorant and that shit still stinks.
He was trying to get a show booked in Nashville, and we're like, dude, like he called like the day before. He's like, hey man, we need a show in Nashville. Another date fell through. Can you guys get a show? We're like, nah, man. He goes, I mean, we can't get a venue at this late notice. He's like, I'll play your garage, man. We just want to play. And we're like, man, he goes, we can't help you, man. He's like, oh, dude, we'll play anywhere, man. It's $25 is all we're asking, man. We'll play. I'm like, dude, we don't have it for you, man.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, he had the traveling distro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Portland's got its kind of history too. Like I remember, and Ryan will contest to this. I'm not sure. I don't think Cody was there, but I mean, Integrity played here. Man, they got their fucking. They had the dude that plays drums for One Life Crew playing with them.
Oh shit!
And they got their fucking asses beat the fuck down.
Physical Challenge opened that show. We played right before them.
That's right.
That whole Integrity.
And I love Integrity, man. But man, they roll too close with fucking Hammerskins, dude.
Yeah. It was a weird show. I remember. I mean that Integrity Portland show is probably infamous, and especially on the Bridge 9 message board, but we opened that show, and they Integrity used a lot of our gear, borrowed a lot of our gear, and so our guitar player, our buddy Poop, that's his name, Poop, he had a big expensive like Mesa something full stack, and these dudes rushed the stage and beat the shit out of Integrity, and I'll never forget it. Poop's behind the stage, just like taking punches and trying to catch all of his gear, like falling from.
Oh my god! I was there. I remember that shit.
And Poop is like such a nice guy. Like,
he's a sweetheart, dude.
I don't know
Now,
how many fucking shots he took to the face, but like just to catch his amp head. But
is now you say poop. Now is he? It sounds like he would be like a crust punk dude.
Not
Is he
at all.
far,
Absolutely
far from
not.
that?
no. His name is Steve, but
Where did poop come from?
so apparently his mom gave him that name. Is what I heard. But one time we were like after a show and like some girl was like kind of talking to him,
Which
and
is
she's like,
rare.
"Why do they?" Yeah, which is rare. And she's like, "So I might be misremembering this, but I remember some girl was talking to him, and she's like, "Why do they call you poop?" And he just looks at her and he goes, "It's because I have a shitty ass." And we're all just like, "Oh, dude, come on!"
He was cock blocking himself, dude.
You can't. That's pretty bad when you cock block yourself.
Yeah, poop. We love you, bud.
Love you, Poop.
Shout out to poop.
I love your poop.
His band. Does he still playing Unrestrained?
Oh, is he in
Oh,
that
I
band?
think they're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Dead Unknown, Unrestrained. He was in
Yeah,
Physical
Dead Unknown.
Challenge.
Justin, love you too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I have something on a hard drive of that. I have a lot of shit on a hard drive, and I know I have something of that. Just maybe I ripped offline or something like off of. I don't know. Maybe I don't. I don't remember. Anywho, so let's get in. Let me ask you guys about like. So Josh, you are the vocalist, and do you write all the lyrics?
I try to, but I accept outer. I accept out. Coming influences, if I must say that, because it's like I try to write most of the lyrics, but if somebody has something like, yo, this will sound good in this spot, I'm fucking always open to that shit.
Hell
You know what
yeah.
I mean? I never turn anything down. Like it's like, I don't know. I mean, if it really is stupid, I'll be like, nah, that's fucking stupid. But for the most part, like, I'm always open for suggestions. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Like there's no reason to sit here and think that I'm just gonna be the best fucking lyricist that there is. I'm not fucking KRS-One. You know what I mean? I'm Josh Poole, and I haven't done this shit in 10 fucking years. So, and it's fun. I like doing it, and it's so much fun. It makes me actually use my fucking brain.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I really like about it. Oh, Jesus.
So
Girlfriend's calling me. Hold on.
you're good. So Ryan,
Actually, hey, can we pause it real quick? I got dinner I gotta flip over.
right. It was dinner okay, Ryan? Everything's good?
Everything's good. Yeah.
All right,
we're
cool.
okay.
What are you cooking?
Now it's my turn to pause it.
I got a tri-tip on the.
You gotta go
I don't-
make a deposit?
I don't need to pause it. I'm just gonna go make a pee.
All right,
Oh.
go do that. You have plenty
Later.
of time.
Jesus Christ.
No, anywho. So are you when your lyrics is there anything or like anything behind your lyrics or what you write?
So a lot of what
Dungeons and
I've been,
Dragons,
yeah. So a lot of what I've been writing about is a lot of like like awareness of the culture that we're living in now, and in the depletion of our Mother Earth. And just a lot that has to do with just same old things as hardcore's ever really been about, is just being like being solid with what you say, solid with your words, solid with your mind. But a lot of we do have a couple songs that are strictly about, it's not anti-government, but it's like question the government, question what the ruling elite is putting out here and trying to make us believe. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot to question, especially in these times right now,
For sure.
and with the people that are running the country. But I like to sing about family. I like to sing about friendship. I like to sing about loyalty and honor and all that kind of stuff. Still to this day, but I try to do it in not so much of a blatant form. You know what I mean? Like, kind of how old school hardcore, like Floor Punch and all that shit used to be, like fucking
Yeah.
good clean fun. We are a positive hardcore band. No, I'm not
A
trying to be like
lecture,
that.
a little lectury,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be I'm not trying to be lectury. I'm just trying to like lay shit out just as it is, and we are, as a band, we are all in the understanding that we all have, we're all anti-racist, we're all anti-fascist, anti-homophobic, anti-transphobic, like all that stuff. Like we don't want any of that shit. You know what I mean? We want fucking peace on earth.
Yeah.
And and we've all been in the scene long enough together to know that that's what we've been fighting for the last 20 years, and 25 years. And in Portland, you get to see, there's a lot of gay community, there's a lot of trans community, there's a lot of LGBTQ community, there's a lot of just everyone wants to be unified. And so, was that wine?
No,
Straight out the box.
You go, girl.
We don't
that's
judge.
that's the best thing about working at a wine storage place. That shit's free.
Oh. Anyway, but so what I'm saying is like we want to stay equally away from any kind of hatred,
For
but we
sure.
want to get a message out there that's like, take care of the fucking place that we live. Take care of the people that we're surrounded by. Take care of our family. Take care of our friends. Take care of everybody that means something to us, which should be everybody. You know what I mean? We should care about everybody. We should care about the surrounding world we live in and not let politics and fucking politricks, and all that bullshit get in the way. Like that is a big fucking divider right now. And
we're stewards of our community. The three of us have lived in this state a long time. There's things we love. There's things that annoy us. But we got to protect it.
Yeah.
We got to protect the people that live here, and
Yeah.
and stick up for the people that live here, and that's what we try to do.
And
Absolutely.
On that topic, the thing that don't get me wrong.
Whatever, man. You live in Newburgh, man.
I love playing music, and music.
I
will
love you. I'm
always-
just playing.
I know, but music, it's just really sad to me to think that the only people that are, I feel, I wouldn't say the only people, but the majority of the people that are on our side that want to support the community, want to support the anti-fascist, racist, everything. It's like it's only the people that are playing music. It's like why is that a thing?
Well, it's only the people that are playing music and the people that follow those bands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not. It's like and it's very
Not even
leftist,
fucking everybody.
which is okay. Which I'm. I completely am a leftist. You know what I mean? But I'm not sitting here telling my buddy John like, "Yo, you voted for Trump, and you took money from fucking Naya and blah 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 Native American people." But you're still voting for Trump and then complaining about Leonard Peltier getting out of prison. Like,
Yeah.
yo, like you're a sharp, like you're a fucking old school G that fucking was beating up Nazis back in the day when we were kids. And now you're saying that you're cool with Proud Boys getting out of prison. Like that kind of shit is that is bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is straight bullshit. Fuck the Proud Boys. Fuck any national fucking white supremacist fucking bullshit organization. And people are like, oh, the Proud Boys aren't racist and they're not this. I'm like, yo, if you march next to a motherfucker with a Nazi flag, you're a fucking racist. I don't give a fuck who you are. You're guilty by association.
Yep.
Did you guys have that down in Portland with the Nazi dudes marching down in your downtown with the ski masks on and stuff?
Oh yeah. It was Riot City there for a little bit.
Yeah, it was bad. Like there was the thing that like really like for me, the thing that really like kind of hit home was I live in a small town. Like I live where Andy lives. We live in a small town. And we get all that bullshit here, but like we don't have to go out and promote anti anything out here because nobody promotes the shit that's for it out here, so to speak. But the thing that sucked about like going to downtown Portland when all that was going on was like these guys were like even like, and I'm not backing up Proud Boys by any means, no way, but like the guys that were against Proud Boys, everybody that was down there was fucking the downtown up. Like everybody had equal amounts of like, let's fuck shit up. Granted, Proud Boys were way fucking worse. Like, yeah. But like there was people
They were also infiltrating the Antifa crowd and destroying shit and making it look like Antifa kids were fucking shit up.
I know, but like it's just stupid. Like you're fucking buildings up that are businesses that are supporting your fucking community. And you want to go down there and fuck their buildings up and their home, their home, but like I mean you are, but like their
livelihood.
And their livelihood and their familyhood and everything that they've worked their asses off for, and it doesn't fucking matter what side you're on, you're fucking up your hometown.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Why would you do that? It's kind of like the same thing with like when like the Eagles just won the fucking Super Bowl the other day and they destroyed their downtown. Like, why do you do that? Why do you destroy your own where you live?
Those motherfuckers throw snowballs at Santa Claus. So let's
that's Philadelphia, dude.
They're
That's
a different breed over there.
That's a whole different story.
But yeah.
Can you imagine? My mom is from Flint, right? So like my mom's a Flint person. And can you imagine if Flint had a fucking pro team?
Dude, if the Portland Trailblazers ever win the national champ or the NBA championship again, I'm gonna lose my shit. So I don't blame Philly fans for that. But
you're not gonna go smashing windows in downtown.
No.
Or like the Dodgers fan when the Dodgers won the World Series, they were setting the buses on fires and shit. And it's like, what the fuck, dude?
The Dodgers.
Portland here we use logic.
Yeah.
I think.
We're gonna throw a bunch of greens and kale at the
we'll throw kale and bell peppers.
Yeah.
Kombucha.
I mean, as long as they're not sold out.
only in a snowstorm.
Yeah. Well, I'm just looking at my camera right now, and Yeah, I can't even see the street at all. It actually snowed, surprisingly. It's still snowing.
It's just
So-
snowing
In
there.
Nashville?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm 45 minutes north of Nashville, towards the Kentucky border by Fort Campbell. Kentucky.
My granny is from Paducah.
Oh, it's literally right up the road. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
and
between Paducah and Nashville.
yeah, and that's where my mom was born,
Okay.
but she was raised in Flint. But I learned to parallel park in Nashville.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
What year was
Great
that?
story.
Oh yeah. Hey man, I'm trying to relate to the guy doing the interview. Man.
I know Nashville. No, I'm kidding. No, yeah, I'm between, like I said, I'm between Nashville and Paducah, really, called Clarksville. It's an army town,
You
college
in
town.
Chickasaw? You in Chickasaw County?
No, man, I ain't done that one yet. I don't even know I don't even know where the fuck. Isn't Chickasaw like in Michigan or something?
No, man. That's Chippewa.
Chickasaw.
Chippewa.
Yeah,
Chippewa.
Now I'm being racist.
Odawa. But Chickasaw, yeah. So the Chickasaw tribe was northern Tennessee, southern Kentucky.
Okay. Didn't
That's
know.
where the Chickasaw. I'm Chickasaw. That's the only reason I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I like a chick too.
I like a chick I saw, and then I took her to the lab and sucked her twat.
Oh God, dude,
Okay, delete that, please.
get that out of there. Fucking dirt.
No,
bag.
man, we go.
It's the
Oh,
whiskey,
God.
dude. I'm sorry,
You're
dude.
trying to get us canceled before we even fucking put a demo out.
I
That's the
know.
way to go.
Oops.
Well, it's almost, we're gonna start winding
Listen,
it
man.
down.
Hey, I don't give a fuck.
Josh is drunk. Just mute him.
All right, so I'm gonna ask a couple questions before we get out of here. Ryan, give me 2 bands to check out that you're listening to right now.
Oh. Shit. 2 band. Oh God, I'm the wrong guy to ask. Hang on, let me check my Spotify.
John.
Slayer
Never heard of
and
them. Are they
Megadeth.
good?
Slayer and Megadeth. There you go.
Are they
How
the
about
same
that?
band? Are they the same band?
Oh, I think they're
Oh, my
different.
God.
But, yeah.
They sing that song Enter Sandman,
Oh
Enter
no.
Sandman?
Yep.
and Scotty and plays guitar.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of Metallica, there's an outside chance I might be at Metallica in Nashville.
I'm going.
All right.
I got tickets for both days.
All right. If I'm going the Pantera day, the other the bullshit day with the Ice Nine Juggalo bands or whatever are playing. Fuck that
Yo.
shit. Yeah. Is it
Yeah.
Pantera and Suicidal are playing, right?
Yeah,
The one
yeah, yeah.
night?
got shot
in
the throat, yo.
What-
It
fucking
sucked.
Why are you gonna be in
There-
Nashville?
Well, for that show.
Oh, just
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I've been to Nashville before. I love Nashville. Awesome city. I love country music.
hell yeah.
So
It's a cool spot.
it's a fucking awesome city. I love it. But I might be there. If I'm there, let's hang out.
Yeah. I got floor seats. I was a dumbass that spent way too fucking much money
yeah.
on two. Yeah, and I'm fucking old. I'm gonna be standing all fucking day like a dumbass. Like, what am I thinking? But at least there's a break between the days, so that's good.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool. Josh, give me 2 bands.
2 bands. Chisel. The Chisel.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
Fucking love that band. And Violent Way.
Violent Way is
Violent
getting
Way's
a
on
lot of push right now. A lot of people are talking about them.
Yeah.
I think
Alpha and Omega, dude. I'm gonna sit there strong and say Alpha and Omega.
Didn't they do some reunion shows recently?
Yeah, and Pale Horse too, man. Pale Horse.
Oh, fucking Pale Horse, man! Shout out to Pale Horse. Those guys are fucking heavy.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I booked them a few times in Nashville back in the day.
So there's 4.
Yep. Cody, we're not gonna ask you now. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What you got, man? Hanson, NSYNC.
Nope. 98 degrees.
Silverchair.
So Silverchair ripped, dude.
Hey, dude.
I love
They're heavy as-
Silverchair.
Hey,
When they
you know,
came
hey,
out, they're
hey,
heavy.
do you guys know? Hey, do you guys know that I actually fucked a girl in Hanson?
Oh,
The drummer?
Which guy? Which guy?
Well, one of the lead ones, the blonde chick.
Anyways, my two bands. Right now, like honestly, I've been really and I've heard them 1,000 times, but like I got back into them right now as Kind Eyes.
Okay.
And it's because I got obviously we're playing that show, and then also you might I hope you know these guys, Russ. Hard Reset. It's one of my
Oh,
favorite
fuck yeah,
bands.
dude.
I fucking love that band.
Yeah, dude. They're one of the dopest things out of Nashville, and they're still fucking doing their fucking thing, dude. They are, yeah.
They're
Music
so
City,
good.
hardcore.
okay.
Um,
Can I got two like legitimate two bands here.
Okay.
They're Trial from Seattle from back in the day,
Ooh.
and Undertow from Seattle from back in
Ooh,
the day.
nice.
Ooh.
Taking it old school.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I'm not up on the new music, but those are the bands that I grew up on that I love, and especially Trial. I fucking
Especially
love
Trial. Fuck
Isn't-
yeah.
Isn't
Hey,
Roger's
throw
going
out-
back out with Trial, right?
Can we throw a shout out to fucking
Yeah,
since on the Seattle
Right.
thing?
Shout out.
What about do we all remember Life in Pictures?
Oh,
Yes.
dude, life.
yeah.
We're okay now. They weren't a Christian band, right?
No.
Okay. I saw them with because they were played in Nashville or Evansville. I can't remember when I seen them. I don't remember, but yeah. Did you guys have a big? Well, actually, go ahead, Ryan. You said a shout out to.
Oh no, go ahead.
You
Keep going.
forgot? Oh, no,
I
was saying,
forgot.
did you guys have a big?
Hey, we're all getting drunk, dude.
It's a bird that flew away.
Oh, you better catch that motherfucker. Did you guys have a big Christian hardcore scene during the early mid 2000s?
Yeah, Defiance. Fucking
Inked in Blood was in it.
oh yeah, Ink and
So
Blood.
was Andy.
I don't know.
So was Andy.
Yeah.
Well, that was Andy. But that was Andy before they went to the whole
Yeah, I know.
Christian thing. But I don't know, man.
We had a huge Christian scene in Nashville, obviously.
Yeah.
We had short-handed. Remember those guys?
Yeah. There
whole
was like the Christian version of Warped Tour, which is called Tom Fest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and there was like, you remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was weird. I was never into that.
Wasn't Bleeding in June a Christian band?
No.
No.
No. I thought they
Blaine
were.
or Bryce. I talked to Bryce.
That was Bryce and Timmy's.
Yeah.
Man. I mean,
Yeah, no. Bryce was definitely not Christian.
but they were kind of ancillary to it, you know. But
Right. They're like Tooth and Nail records and all that.
yeah.
MXPX.
They're from what, Oregon or Washington?
No, they're from Birmingham, Washington. But they were
Bremerton.
they were like one of their first Tooth and Nail's first bands.
Yeah.
I have a soft spot for MXPX.
I'm sure you do, Mustache.
I can't lie. I can't laugh. I got the mustache thing. I should just shave
your mustache is like cool. He's a cop.
Yeah.
No, it's not, dude.
Actually, you know what though? If you put some aviators on right now with the way you got the hoodie on and you got the hat, you would look like an undercover cop.
Actually, this is what I call this is my Nick Offerman.
Well, it's at least you don't get called fucking Joe Exotic.
Oh, shit. Yeah, but that's
Or
funny
Dick,
though.
at least he doesn't get called Dick Hennessy.
Oh man.
Wait, who was the chick? Who was the chick from Tiger what was Carol That's what we call him. It's Carol Baskin.
Carol Baskin.
Baskin.
Oh hell!
Yeah,
We are
don't
now
fucking murder me, Carol Baskin.
I
Carol Baskin's baskets.
a buddy of mine has a podcast, and a friend of his is in the film world. He was actually working on that Tiger King series that was on Netflix that basically came out at the perfect time, right when COVID hit, because everybody and their fucking mom had to watch the Tiger King series.
Hey man, I'm going to be honest. You kind of look like the Tiger King.
That's
yeah.
Yeah,
Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, I've been told that. Yeah. Yeah. And guess
I'm just
what?
fucking with you.
No, for real. Before you came on the podcast, I introduced myself. I said, "Don't get mistaken as Joe Exotic." But yeah.
Yes.
But no. So they when they were filming this, they were doing it like when they weren't supposed to be doing it because they were still going to court and whatnot. And apparently, they were told if the cops come, flush everything you have, put it in the toilet, put it wherever you can, but get rid of the material. They were like, what the fuck? Like, because they didn't know that this stuff was still going through trial while they're filming this footage. And there's so much footage out there that wasn't even used, like interviews and stuff. But yeah,
Wow.
I still did not watch the Tiger King series.
I wouldn't if I were you.
I would.
Hey, I got one thing I want to put out there.
Go ahead.
I was in Andy and I were in a band called Ladies Night a couple of years ago.
Oh,
He mentioned that band.
Yeah, and we
Awesome.
have we have a
cover
7-song. No, it's
okay.
It's all original. It's like it's almost like post-hardcore. I don't know. It's a little different.
Ladies' Night was a good band.
But yeah,
they were.
we played a handful of shows. We put out we have a 7-song demo. It's online. It's on Spotify.
Okay.
It's like basically buried. We never got to promote it. We never did anything with it, but it's on there. You want to check it out? Go check it out because I think it's pretty good.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
What's the name of the album or demo?
It's just Ladies' Night.
Oh,
Just
wait a second. Is the cover like a chick, like the logo of a chick?
No. Well, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is there a song called "Phantom Pains"?
Yes.
Overlord.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it.
It's called. It says "Midnight Boogie."
Midnight Bogey. Yeah.
Boogie. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
Yeah.
gonna save that to my thing. I'll give that a listen.
Yeah. Check it out. I put a lot of energy into that band and it just didn't go anywhere, and I just like people to hear it, so
yeah.
that's it.
I'll push it when I push this episode.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, and his other band, I Quit, was fucking great too.
What?
Well, yeah. Well, that was Physical Challenge.
I was like, did you leave? Did you quit Physical Challenge and start I Quit?
I did. Yeah.
You know what? Oh, you did do that. Oh shit. Okay.
I did do that. Well, it's the same. It's the same band. We just we renamed the band after the last album's title. Kind of like with. It would because Physical Challenge was a stupid name. We should have changed. We should have. When I started that band, we were called Mark Summers in the Physical Challenge.
You should have just kept that.
Yeah, I know. And then we dropped that. We changed it to Physical Challenge, and then we, got a little more serious, and wrote our own music, but nobody ever really took us seriously because of our name. Like it was a serious hurdle.
Yeah.
And it was hard to get people to listen to it. And I would hear reviews like, I picked up this Physical Challenge. I was like, I thought this was going to be totally stupid. And it was like, oh shit, it's awesome. and I would hear that all the time. And then so we put out our full length and a bunch of bad shit happened. We toured, anyway, we broke up. Probably shouldn't have broken up. Probably should have taken a break, but we broke up. And then a couple of years or so later, I reformed. And I was like, I'm just going to rename the band. So we called it I Quit, which was the the title of the physical challenge out,
Yeah.
the full length. And we had a 4-song demo. It was pretty good. We were also I had a wife who became an ex-wife, and I had a kid, and it got complicated. But we played some good music, and we toured a little bit, but we never put anything out. What's he shot? Sorry, my dog's barking. But that was it. Anyway, losing my train of thought, but that's how physical challenge became. I quit.
Well, I just pulled up the physical challenge on Discogs, and as far as members, there's only one member. Poop.
Who is it? Poop?
That's it. That's all it says. It just says
Yes.
That's how you're gonna poop with that on the disc.
and on Discogs they'll tell you if there's more than one because it'd be like 47 or whatever. And he's number 2. Well, that's even funnier.
There you go.
All right, guys.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys have a show coming up in April.
March 1st at a bar called Lalo on 60th and Powell. That's with Proven and Berater. And then I'm gonna let Cody take this from here.
Yeah. April 19th, Eugene at Ghost Town Outfitters. And then April 21st at the Twilight Cafe in Portland.
With Kind Eyes and Southpaw.
Yeah.
Southpaw from Florida.
Florida.
Yeah.
Those dudes rock, man.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That show is going to be, I think, like violent, kind of. Yeah. It's
I'm
going to
just-
be weird.
I'm gonna
And we're
say
okay
this.
with that.
I don't mean this in a bad
I'm
way.
not coming.
I mean,
But-
as long as we're not getting hit in the face,
Yeah.
but
I'm gonna say this. I like Southpaw, but I don't mean this in no bad way. But they remind me of Lionheart, and I'm a huge Lionheart fan. And I'm just like, but Southpaw does it a little. They have a little different style, but they remind me of Lionheart. Which, if that's what they're doing, it's great. It's great that they sound like that because But Lionheart's my thing.
from fucking the streets, and this is the shit, and I don't know what to eat.
It's fucking crazy. Andy gave me a fucking email one time, and I was booked. It was Lionheart, Year Spent Cold, and somebody else. And the only reason I remember this tour because when I was talking to him, we were talking about. I looked up all the shows he had sent me throughout the years, and I was like, how did I fucking miss that show? Like, how did I pass that through? Because that would have been a great show. It would have did really well, but I didn't book it because I'm an ass. So,
Hey, do you mind if I throw out a couple
whatever you
shout-
want, go ahead.
Shout out to Guilt Tradition. Shout out to Time Void. Shout out to Aggro. Let's get some shit together.
Cody said. All right, guys. Well, is there anything else you guys want to mention or say?
No, man, it's been a pleasure. I gotta feed my kids, man.
Well, somebody got to do it. I'm not going to do it.
I'm out.
All right, guys. It's been real. It's been fun, but we got to get the fuck out of here. So till next time. Well, see you, Josh.
All right.
Later.
Later.
Later.